I always say the God of Abraham is the same God who made Annatoria. She is just a portion of what God has created in the whole earth. I'm African. I've grown up loving Afrobeat. I want an Afrobeat song that can talk about what I can relate to. So I was like, you know what? Since I can't find it, I'm just going to make it myself. My first proper release was 2022, and that was a song called Stay With Me. And then since then, everything just started to go crazy. My social media, I'm like, what is going on?
Some African parents don't like to hear their kids say, I want to play football when I grow up. I want to do music. How did you influence your parents?
Music, it drives me more than school does. I can wake up at 6 a.m. to go to a studio, and I can sleep at 4 a.m. because of studio. But school ain't doing that for me, mom and dad. One thing they did understand was passion, and how passion can drive you to do something and work hard at something. So I've never written a song without having the Bible open. I'm considering more than myself and more than my feeling. I just want Disney to do a Christian animation. I will be the greatest Disney Christian princess on the planet, and I just want to sing my heart out.
Hello everyone, welcome to Unscripted, and today I'm with a very amazing personality. Well, I don't know if it's drawn on my face, but I'm a little bit nervous because one, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
I think on Monday, 1,000, and I mentioned it, but I'm trying to maintain composure.
You're doing it well.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're welcome, Annatoria.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How is Ghana treating you so far?
It's sweet. Ghana is sweeting me. I don't know if Ghanaians say that. Do they say that? I don't know. Well,
I want to cause a fight compared to Nigeria. How is...
Oh, we don't compare because unfortunately, compared to everywhere, I love being in the kingdom of heaven.
You don't kiss, eh?
I
have that video though when we're talking about the jollof. So maybe I'll add that at the end of the interview so that we can start that war. Anyways, I just want the people watching this to get to know who Annatoria is. Mm-hmm. You know, your music career, your personal life, not too much. I mean, but then how school was. You just got your degree, right?
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
I did. Thank you.
How school was, how you got into music, you know, your influences, you know, your inspiration and all that. So just to start, I did a little bit of research, right?
Nice.
And I found
Let's see if it's correct.
a music that you did on The Voice.
Okay.
3 years ago.
I
want to know if you still remember the lyrics.
4 years ago.
3. It was 4?
4. Crazy.
I smile.
Moving on, did you have a different question? I'm joking. Yes, I think I remember the lyrics. I should.
Just a short part.
Which bit?
Any part.
You want me to talk the lyrics?
Yeah. If you want to sing
I
it.
Smile, even though I hurt you, I smile.
Okay, no, please sing it.
You see? That's why you have to be very specific. I smile, even though I hurt you, I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I'm in it for a while, I smile. Oh, I smile. It's so hard to look up when you've been down. Sure would hate to see you give up now. You look so much better when you smile. So smile.
I would have joined, but if I joined you, I would have spoiled this.
We should have a party.
No. My voice is horrible. Anyway, who is Annatoria?
Who is she?
Yeah.
I mean, I always say the God of Abraham is the same God who made Annatoria. So she is just a portion of what God has created in the whole earth. And a girl who is trying to accomplish everything God has planned for her and preordained for her. That's who she is.
That's a beautiful intro.
Thank you. I've never answered that question before.
Well, I was going to ask if it was practice.
No.
Well done.
Hey, man, when you know your identity, you ain't got to practice. You ain't got to do all of that. But yes, that's her.
Beautiful. For your age and where you are, it's amazing.
Thank you.
I was like, whoa, 22. And I mean, like, looking at the people you featured, looking at... you've released 2 EPs so far. If I'm correct.
I have, yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Where did it start? What got you into it? On Monday, I was saying when Halo was interviewed, I heard a few things for the first time, your parents helping you and all that. Can you tell us a bit about that story?
So, I mean, I'd say the singing started a long time ago. It started when I was a child. Singing in Zimbabwe. Singing is a thing in Zimbabwe already, and then it's a thing in our family. So... my parents are both pastors, and so, you know, sometimes when pastors, before they preach or after they preach, they always sing a song. So I think I've always seen my parents singing. We've always sang as a family, you know, worshipped in our home without instruments. So it's singing with our voices and using the very thing God gave us is something that's a norm for me. And then growing up, I then moved to the United Kingdom, and it was still a big part of who I am. I joined the praise and worship team. I'd be really nervous at the beginning. I would never face the audience. I was always like, if this was where the church is gathered and the keyboard is there, my body would always be face this way. I wouldn't look that way. And gradually, God helped me gain enough confidence to actually be able to stop, to speak, to do all of that. And so following that, it's not really following, I still lead worship myself, but I've just always had this part about me that's been like, man, I wish there was music that was like this, that I could consume, because I'm African. I've grown up loving Afrobeat. I'm like, man, but like, I want an Afrobeat song that can talk about what I can relate to. So I was like, you know what, since I can't find it, I'm just going to make it myself. And so started writing songs, trying to find expression in the story that I have, and started releasing. My first release was in 2021, but it was a cover album, so it wasn't anything I wrote myself. And then my first proper release was 2022, and that was a song called Stay With Me. And then since then, everything just started to go crazy. My social media, I'm like, what is going on? So I guess everybody had the same vacancy in their lives, or the same void where it's like, I wish there was music like this and it's not happening. Yeah. And I was just glad that I was able to fulfill it, and that I'm doing that right now. By the grace. Actually,
that was the first song I heard, though, Stay With Me. Yeah. After hearing that song, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Then before I started seeing, I started seeing other people post some of your songs. Like, okay, this is somebody I would like to follow.
Thanks.
Before, this year. And also the one with Maverick.
Yes, in the room. Yes.
Vibe, the dance.
Thank you.
I don't know how to dance, I don't know how to sing, so I appreciate people who can do that.
It's probably a lie, but it's in everyone.
It is not a lie.
Is it a lie? Does he know how to dance?
No. Did you see that?
Okay, they're being honest. Sorry. I was trying to be optimistic.
No. Coming from an African home, right? I mean, in Africa, or let me say in Ghana, some African parents don't like to hear their kids say, I want to play football when I grow up. I want to do music. That's one thing they hate to hear. They'll be like, go to school, become a doctor, become an engineer and all that. How did you influence your parents or let them know that, okay, music is something I want to do as a career? You just got your degree in, what did you say again?
Music business. Music business. Yes.
Oh, so the biomedical science, you dropped that?
No, I had to leave that alone. Listen. I tried, man. I did do high school, and then I went into A-levels. Okay. When I did that, of course, we had the pandemic. When that happened, I was still doing well. Like, my grades were all good. But then, during that pandemic season is the same time when I had already started The Voice. And so, we would have conversations trying to see if the show is going to carry on. I wasn't sure, so Ollie Mers was my coach, and he would be like, don't worry, the show's going to continue. And during that period, they had online lessons. The thing is about me, I am not an online girl. I'm going to sleep. So I slept, but like my grades were still fine because I was studying. So when we got back and I was trying to get back in the rhythm of meeting in person in school, they were like, we're so sorry, you can't continue. And I was like, oh my God, they're kicking me off the course. Are they serious? So I didn't get to finish. And the crazy thing was I was so uncertain whether I was going to, be able to go to university, because I said, they're kicking me off this course. And on top of that, it's not like I've won The Voice.
Right.
It's not like, oh yeah, everything is making sense. This was before I won, and I didn't know what to do. And I cried, and I remember telling the story about how I was so ashamed. I didn't want to walk inside my house. So I got my mom to come outside. When I got back home, I got my mom to come outside and meet me outside the door, because I said, I can't walk into the house. I felt so much shame, just so much emotion. And so I cried and I wept, and I was like, Dad's going to be so disappointed in me. I'm not finishing school and whatnot. And then I remember my mom just trying to say, why don't we still go and apply for universities? And I'm like, man, so I did the show and I won the show by the grace of God. By the grace of God, I won the show. And then, we started applying for universities, and we were like, what approach can we go for? And so we tried music business at like 5 different universities, but we worked so hard on that personal statement. We tried to list down all the accomplishments, the achievements, trying to remember everything I've done, even if it was small. And so that personal statement was so strong, I got accepted into every single university.
Wow.
It was absolutely insane. And so being able to not have the grades, but then still go to university. I still tried to find that balance for my parents, just being like, they do want me to have a degree. They take pride in that. And I think there's something special about trying to still honor what your parents feel. And I think that's okay. At the same time, I did always reinforce that music is it drives me more than school does. I can wake up at 6 a.m. to go to a studio and I can sleep at 4 a.m. because of studio. But school ain't doing that for me, mom and dad. That is difficult for me to do.
That.
So they could see that.
Okay.
It's not to say they understood it, but they just couldn't stop me from being that way. And I think one thing they did understand was passion, and how passion can drive you to do something and work hard at something. And so I think once they understood that, there wasn't much that they could do rather than just guide me in it. And like I've said, my parents have traveled a lot. My father has seen different industries. He's been to the States. He's seen gospel artists flourish and do well. And so I think sometimes the limitation is that with African parents, they haven't seen it done for somebody like them. If they haven't seen it done for their sisters and cousins' children enough for them to be like, I'm going to let you take this risk. Because at the end of the day, it is a risk. It is something that you say, I'm taking a chance on the thousands or millions of people who are pursuing the same thing, and I want to do it well. And so I just think it's a thing where it's like, if you really show your skill and you work hard at it, still, a lot of my family weren't truly convinced until I won The Voice. That's when they were like, oh. And even still, my grandmother only watched me perform recently. Only recently, this year, in fact, she came to a church. We went to a church together and they gave me the mic because they knew who I was. And I sang. She goes home, she says, I heard that she does the singing thing, but I didn't know. And I'm like, Mbuya, because that's what we call my grandmother. Mbuya, like, we've been telling you this is a singing thing. So it still takes time trying to get people to see that this is something you can do. And I think that for a lot of us, we shouldn't be overly consumed with trying to convince people. If you get it done and if you do it well, they can't actually deny that it's working for you. Obviously, having your parents' support is special, but when you don't get that support, if you still try, maintain the relationship, balance it, honor your parents' desires, but at the same time, try your best to prove them wrong, essentially. And that's kind of how it worked for me, to be honest, where couldn't stop me.
Yeah, I can just see God's hands there, because African home, music.
It's not easy. Music, sports, anything creative.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard thing to try and...
I think another thing too was you had the passion, so like you were not going to stop. And I think you mentioned something about having the skill. You just kept getting better at it, so they could see that, okay, there's a potential here. I think the interview with Haley, she was saying something which was funny, that most gospel artists, she didn't end the statement, but the voice sometimes, like, for not giving them the real feedback.
Ooh, he might be coming for some people there. I'm not involved.
I'm also not involved.
Ooh.
Those are not my words.
Right,
and I think, that's something a lot of people mistake when it comes to gospel music. They think, if I'm praising God, then maybe the voice. But you need to have a good voice to at least also, get to some audience. Talking about the voice, when I heard you were the youngest, right? That's one.
I think so. Black. I don't know. Everyone keeps saying that. I don't even know if it's true.
I mean, when I asked you, that's what you also
said. Youngest black.
From Zimbabwe too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is another one?
Christian.
Wow.
I love it.
To win it.
Yes.
How did it feel like? And what year was this?
2020. The feeling was like overwhelming in the moment. I keep explaining that it was only when we watched it back with people in the house, because in the pandemic, they didn't have a crowd in the room. Like, you hear the clapping because they added the sound in after. But in the room, you're just hearing like emptiness. So they announce this thing, they make it, Blessing! Obviously, my first name, Blessing! And I'm like, thanks, guys. Thank you.
The crowd? There's no.
Thanks over there. Thank you so much. And there was no way for me to soak it in, because in previous years, it's a huge thing. You hear a crowd just roaring, celebrating. You could be hugging many people, but we weren't even allowed to hug our coaches. Whoa. So the person who carried us through the entire show, we couldn't hug them. I couldn't hug the contestant who was next to me. The only people I was allowed to hug were my family, because it was a one household system that they had. And so not being able to celebrate the way you see celebration was so different for me. And so I think it's taken a while, and especially because I grew a lot on social media during the pandemic. Okay. So there was no way for me to absorb that I had won The Voice. I did everything online, singing videos and, posting about winning the show, to the point where there was one day I left my house after the show had ended and somebody's looking at me funny. I'm like, why the heck is this person looking at me funny? What have I done? You were on The Voice, weren't you? And I'm like, whoa, oh my gosh, I'm walking outside my house and somebody has seen me on their screen. So for me, it was different. I didn't get to grow gradually in front of people. I did it all in-house. And then all of a sudden, when I go outside, people know me that I didn't expect to know me. And I'm somebody who has always been good with conversations, but now it became so difficult for me to navigate a conversation. I had to learn what it looked like to engage in a conversation with a stranger. I don't talk to strangers. My sister does. She's great at it. We'll go to a place, she'll be like, they look really cool, let's go and talk to them. I'm like, no, bro, can you just stay still? And so it's like, it was weird. I wanted to celebrate the whole youngest Black Christian thing, but I'm like, there's so much that's changing for me that I can't even step outside. There's the one outfit that I wear when I'm leaving my house to go to the corner shop. I'll wear all the colors that are in my palette, and I didn't care. My hair would be undone. But now,
people are watching.
You could catch me walking outside my house looking as ghetto as I want. I wanted to look rough, and I don't get the opportunity to do that anymore. So a lot changed, and it is something I celebrate now, and I realize, man, this is such a great accomplishment. But at the time, it was hard to let it soak in because my life was changing in front of me. And I was like, man, okay, this is going to be different. I have to conduct myself well. I have to speak properly. And I have to ask people questions. Like, people come up to me and be like, hi, Annatoria, I love you so much. And then they do this.
Watch you and then
and I'm like, oh my God, okay, blessing, think of a question. What's your name? And I'm like, Lord, I have to think about so much now. So it's something I do celebrate. I think God was faithful to do that because I think he deserved all the glory for me being able to win that show. But at the same time, it was just, I had to adapt a lot. So
I think one thing I had in mind to ask was being famous, right? And at this age, like,
I'm not famous.
You are.
Trust me, I am not famous.
You are. Maybe to you, but you are. You go out, people recognize you and all that. And at that time, maybe let's say 4 years ago, you were 18 when you won The Voice. How are you handling that? Because it just came to you, not like you prepared for it, like you were saying. You were just posting your videos on social media and all that. Now you go out and people see like, Annatoria. Probably they want to take pictures and all that. How did they feel? How were you navigating that particular?
I think one of the hardest thing to navigate was kind of comments. So when I did the show, I did one song called Without You in the last, I was in the semifinals. I sang it and I was so gassed. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just sang another song. Then I go to Ollie Moses' comment section. Jesus, this is my first time having people who don't know me just make straight up comments, like just whatever they're thinking, because they don't know me. I feel like when people follow me, they kind of get to grow in understanding of how I am as a person. But when they don't know you, they can just comment based off of a blank canvas. So they're like, oh, she ruined the song for me. This is the worst I've ever heard it sang. Why did they give this song to her? This was rubbish. And I was like, oh my days, my eyes started to water. Then I was like, hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on a sec. I didn't even want to sing the song in the first place. I just had to just encourage myself. But I've met a lot of incredible people. And I think if anyone hasn't liked me or kind of shown opposition, it's never in person. Even the people who probably say a lot of things on social media, I'm one of those people, I have to tell myself, blessing, do not respond. Do not respond, because I have this thing where I'm like, bro, I'm good with my words. You want to come for me? I will attack you as well. So I've had to don't respond, be bigger than them, be the bigger person. But at times I do end up sending a message. I'm like, hey, do you think this comment was okay? Like, what do you think? Why don't we have a conversation? And all of a sudden, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't think you'd see this. I'm so sorry, I was just saying it. And I'm like, why do you not feel that? Why do you feel like we're never gonna see your comments? Why do you feel like we're just online, we post and we leave? Some of us see these things even outside of our will to see it. We don't want to see you say things like that, and at times you're not even processing what you're saying. But I think at that age it was hard for me to not combat, because I grew up being quite defensive and I know how to defend. And so being 18, I mean, I still have the same rigidity on who I am, and so it's not much that can make me be offended. It's just like, bro, just think before you say something. Like, think first.
Before you type things.
Use the thing that's upstairs there in that
the Zimbabwean accent,
and then post. And I think it's a lot, but I think God just helped me grow stronger in that. And then my community helped me a lot, just having people around me who can be honest with me, who can tell me the truth. When somebody thinks, oh, why is she wearing this? This is too much. I go back to my community. I'm like, guys, is this inappropriate? My mom and dad, I think sometimes people make comments as if I don't have parents who are pastors. I've got the doctrine around me that helps me, and I've never, gone out of my way to post something that my parents don't know about. I've asked my dad many questions about the songs that I write, because he's a theologian, I ask him, Dad, does this doctrine make sense? Hey, Mom, is this too much? You know me, I love me a dress with a slit. I ain't gonna lie, I love me a little leg. I'm so sorry. But I'll be like, Mommy, is this too much? She'll say, people will be seeing you, but whatever you want, just post it. And it's just like having that community that just makes me aware really helps me. But now I guess I'm a lot stronger in my faith than who I am. So I'm kind of always ready for whatever backlash and opposition. I'm like, bro, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's a beautiful way. I mean, with the negative comments part, I think that's one thing that worries a lot of creators or creatives out there, because people just come for you, even without knowing you.
Yes.
And like you said, you message them and they now apologize. Because some of those people, when they meet you in person, they can't say that to your face.
No, they can't. And I think that's what's probably the most like disappointing. Because I'm like, these are things where you do want to say them, but you have a lot more confidence to put it in a comment section so that other people can affirm you of your opinion. But you don't actually care to see that person change. I'm like, sometimes I look at the comments and I check, did they DM me first? If they did, then I understand, because you made an attempt to reach out to me about a concern. But most of the times they never DM you first. They just jump straight in the comments. Come on, guys, hop on my bus. Let's go with this opinion. And
let's attack it.
Guys, don't waste your time doing that. Try, if it's a true concern, you bring it to the prayer. You bring it unto God in prayer. Many people probably prayed for me to get better in my dress, and I used to dress with all my skin out and everything. And maybe someone was praying, but I didn't need anyone to tell me, because prayer is effective. And so God eventually helped me to be convicted about certain things and how I was dressing and stuff. But most times it's never the comment sections that move us, to be honest. It's like, you gotta pray about it. Just pray.
Beautiful. I mean, from winning The Voice, right? A lot has happened in the last 4 years in your career and things. How do you think winning influenced, whatever happened in the last 4 years?
Being able to say that you were on a secular platform and that you were able to dominate the way that you did has, I think, added a lot of value for the people who are watching. It's like you tell somebody, maybe if you're trying to pitch yourself somewhere, you're able to say, this is our artist, this is the, branding, this is her social media, these are her statistics, and then these are her accomplishments. Like, people will always check, what have you done? Yes, we want to work with you and do something new, but what have you done before? People are always analyzing those things. And so being able to have that as a part of the accolades, I guess, is to say, I've also stepped into a space that maybe not many people would have. And I've also been able to, try to be victorious in a space like that. Helps a lot of people just be like, oh, she's serious. Another thing is knowing that you went through a television program or process that's very thorough. People might already accredit you to be somebody who's good with your time management. They will say she's professional. They will say she knows how to handle contracts. There are so many things that people can deduce from having seen that I was on a show that's like that. I've seen the world of professionalism and I know how to imitate it. I know how it works. She's done interviews before. We can see, okay, she's well spoken. She knows how to interact with a camera. She knows how to interact with a microphone. She's a performer. Okay, if you put her in this space, we can have her here as well. They just see a lot more variety when you've been able to be on a platform like that. So I think it's helped in trying to get in certain rooms or enter into certain spaces. So I'm not just limited to being in one industry. I can be like, if I do want to tap into this industry, I can do. And like, for me, I love theater. Maybe one day I'll do a theater thing where I'm just being my crazy self and I get to jump around on the stage. And so it just helps a lot of people just feel like, oh, she's probably a very professional person. So
that's cool. How is your creative process like?
When I'm creating music?
Yeah, when you're creating music. Does it just come to you? Do you sit down to say, okay, today I want to write a song?
I have to sit down and say, today I'm writing a song. Some people are just legends. Like, they can just be on a train and they're like, when I was, how did I want to? And I'm just like, bro, how do you do that? That does not happen for me.
So if we ask you to do a freestyle, something you've never done before, it's not going to be possible.
I can freestyle. I'm a rapper at heart. If I needed to freestyle, I would drop bars.
We'll do that.
But when it comes to songwriting, I definitely have to sit down. And I think I do have to sit down because I have to write with God's perspective in mind. And I can only do that when I have the Bible with me. So I've never written a song without having the Bible open. It just, I'm considering more than myself and more than my feelings. I have to be like, is this something that is proper? Is it filtered through scripture? Is it filtered through the Holy Spirit? So there's a lot that I have to process that I can't do just sitting somewhere on a train.
Did you have a manager from like 2021?
So I've had like 3 different management before. I actually had Haley Melinda Record. Shout out to Haley Melinda Record. You're amazing and I love you so much. But it was difficult trying to navigate that. So for example, I'm a female and I think that for a while I had been praying for management. I didn't really consider the female aspect, but knowing that I'm able to have somebody who can be personal with me. Now the thing is about working in this industry of gospel, it means that a manager can't just know the business or be involved with you business wise. It has to be personal, because when it comes to being people of God, that your ability to create, or the thing that you output stems from what's already in you. And so I think the personal aspect is really important, because everything that I do artistry wise stems from who I am as a person, my commitment, my devotion to God, my understanding of scripture. So Haley, when we started working, she asked me a bunch of questions that I was like, why are you all up in my business, bro? I was like, aren't you just supposed to be a manager? But she was asking me so many personal things, and she's like, I want to know blessing and I want to know Annatoria. And in fact, even in her knowing blessing, it's so she can excel so well when it comes to Annatoria. She knows how to say, stop. She knows how to say, okay, we're doing well, let's advance, because she understands me as a person. And so I did have management, but it never clicked, to be honest. Yeah.
Does she influence your creative writing in any way?
She influences me spiritually, and she challenges me business-wise. So I think her being a woman of God as well, it's like, when her understanding on scripture, her understanding of prayer is so amazing to me. Being somebody who will say, Annatoria, we're going to have every single Wednesday, we're going to have our morning prayers and devote this thing to God, because she sees it as something outside of me. So her being able to influence me spiritually, and then also her being able to challenge me like business wise. There are times where I've been like, let's just do it. And she'll be like, no, we're not doing it because we need to consider A, Y, Z, or whatever it be. She just helps me have greater understanding on how to really, keep advancing in this thing. And I just think she's just the best. I never want to tell her this, but she's amazing.
She's going to watch this.
Yeah.
Do you think every singer or artist should get management?
Yes. I think you need it, because you want to be creative. You want to feel free creating. You don't want to feel like you're a creative who also has to manage a whole business, a whole brand, a whole, just everything. Like, there's so much to handle, and I don't even think people understand how much there is to take on, even just as an artist. That if you're having to manage your admin, it's very difficult, because you've got however many people to pay, you've got however many invoices to send out, you've got however many bookings to deal with, you've got so many conversations that you're having to handle. A booking could be next year, December, and I'm trying to talk about that whilst talking about a booking that's next week, clarifying final details. There is so much that I think a lot of people don't realize is on the weight of an artist when they're beginning. And so it can be really difficult. So I just always encourage, pray about your management. Really, really pray about it, because I prayed about it. And even the other day, I looked at a piece of paper that I wrote on in 2020 that just said, pray for management. And I was be detailed, and I was thorough with my prayer unto God. And he sent me such an incredible person. So
nice. Shout outs to Haley.
Haley, we love you.
Happy manager. How do you say?
Happy manager.
Versary.
Oh yeah, it is our manageversary.
Yeah. All right, I want to take a few steps back. So when we're talking about the creative process when you're writing, I mean, this is something you love doing, but then it's a career, which means it has to pay you, right? Now, if you look at the secular side, sometimes there are trends. You can hop on a train to just make money. Do you think that's something you do, or sometimes you do, okay, this is what is trending at this point in this industry, so let me just hop on so that maybe I can make a few bucks from there? Or do you think it's something that you should do?
Nah, I mean, I don't really hop on trends like that unless I just think it's fun. If I'm hopping on the trend, it's not because I'm trying to make money. It's fun. It just seems like fun. If I see, a dance challenge, I'm going to do it because I'm like, it's fun. I have boundaries in my life where I might not just do everything just for the sake of it. I know the kind of music that I enjoy making. So, and I also know the music that I don't like as in it's just not music I listen to. So it's not likely that even if it was the most popping thing, in an era or a time, I'm just not going to do it because it's not my style. I'm somebody who's very rigid about who I am. Like, if I'm not vibing to it, it's not likely that I'm going to do it at all. And so, like, if trends are fun, that I'm going to do it. A singing trend, a singing challenge, whatever it be. Styling, that's always changed across the years. Like, right now I'm in my love for like baggy fits, and then the other side is I'm in love for like classy looks. But I'm pretty sure it will keep changing and adapting because it's not the same. The style I had last year isn't even the same as this year. And hair, I love trying loads and lots of different hairstyles. So maybe I hop on a trend for that. But it's never for money. That's kind of boring. Yeah. Sorry if you like hopping on trends.
So even when you're writing music, you don't have that at the back of your mind?
No, I don't know how to, because the thing is I can only create what I know.
Right.
And so if I don't know it well, there's no way for me to create it. If there was a trend and I ingested it so much that it became like something I'm used to, even in my mind, when I start thinking about things, my mind can't, be taken away from what I keep hearing, then that's why I would do it. But that's why I'm very cautious about whatever it is I'm listening to, because it's like, if I ingest it well, it will remain in my head. So, yeah.
There's this thing people say that when you have a passion, you never monetize it because you can lose that passion at a point. Do you think it will ever happen to you?
I don't think so, because I'm not really somebody who gets worried about like, oh, am I going to be okay? Like, if I don't have money in this season. The way I see life, genuinely, I've seen the God of provision. So like, even when I'm so out of pocket, it's like everything I genuinely cannot afford. I'm just like, bro, the way I'm leaning on God, I'll just depend on God entirely. I'm just like, bro, I'm going to keep doing the work. There are times when, especially in that building phase, I had to do collabs and just be like, look, I can't pay you for this. I ain't got the bread for it. But can we collaborate? I've got this many followers. This is how much engagement I get. Can we collaborate? And it's just finding avenues to still accomplish what it is that you feel, God has for you. So I love what I do. I love making content. I love editing. It's so much fun to me. I'm still struggling to find...
You edit your own videos?
Yeah, I'm still struggling to find an editor because I know how I like my content so much. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I just edit myself and then get a graphic person who can just do the graphics, because I'm so particular and so detailed about everything that I do that I'm like, this is how I want it. And so I have a love for it that even when it comes to monetization, I don't make it so that I monetize from it. I make it because I enjoy it so
Oh, I didn't know you would edit too, because you post a lot.
I post a lot. When I'm on the move, I'll edit. Lot. I have my laptop on me. I'll be editing everything.
You refresh the page, you see a video. I'm like,
period. I love that for me. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes.
I want to talk about two things: challenge and collaboration. Right? Music industry is always full of drama. Like one drama, especially the secular side.
Yeah,
and there are
it happens in the gospel side.
Yeah, I mean, last year, I don't want to mention them, but last year there were a few news out there about certain artists and all that. And sometimes when it comes to, I'm like, how are they feeling? Like, they are also humans, Is this story true? They don't have the opportunity to come and explain themselves and all that. Have you had any scandal like that, or any, trending news out there? And even if there's nothing like that, how are you navigating those certain little challenges in this industry?
Well, I think it always happens. Like, people watch you. Sometimes you are like somebody's daily entertainment. Like, somebody will be like, oh, what has she posted today? I want to see what's going on in her life. And I think obviously the growth that I've had over the last year, like, it's very interesting how things can happen on social media. I mean, this will kind of always happen up until, I've got a ring, but people will ship me with different people. I'm just like, let's just leave it alone, to be honest. I think I don't know so much on the whole scandal thing. I just think I pray that God preserves each and every artist that's in this space, saying that even if we're going through challenging seasons, and obviously humans are humans, one thing they're going to do, especially in this gospel scene, is they're going to try and expose, especially in the world of Christianity, they're going to try and highlight everything that you do wrong, everything that you've done wrong. You got tats, you got piercings, you got this. And so while in the midst of all of that, I'm just praying that God continues to preserve his message, and that even in the season where somebody's just going through a lot and it's showing on the outside, my prayer literally is that God can just preserve them enough to go through the season before they're, back out on social media. I think sometimes the difficult thing is you want to keep posting, you want to keep putting the music out there, even when life isn't okay. And I think sometimes people can pick up on those things, and then they try and dig to find what exactly is going on. What's this gospel artist doing? What's this minister? Oh my God, minister this, we caught minister. And they will dig so deep. Yeah. that I just can only pray that God preserves the souls of those people who are having to see how people speak about them online. It's a very interesting thing to watch in this Christian space, that even unbelievers see that it happens in the midst of our own community. And I've always said, like, we have to kind of get rid of that division, even the appearance of division, just to ensure that people feel like this is a safe place for them to want to be in. But I mean, for me, navigating it, I'm just a very honest and transparent person, but I understand when people don't want to go online and talk about it because it's just more eyes and more attention on the very thing that happened. I can understand their perspective. It's already a lot having eyes on you. So I can completely understand when it's just easier to just, you know, be in some kind of covering, to just go away from it, to leave it alone, to not address it. And the problem is people are hungry to find out what actually happened, and they never really consider what's going on within that person. And so I think God will always help me in navigating it, but it's honestly just my prayer for every person in the industry that God just preserves them and just helps them even when things are really difficult. I'll be honest.
That's nice. Beautiful. On the topic of collaboration, you've had 5-6 collaborations so far.
I don't know, probably. I don't know. It's been a crazy
You have
year.
your manager mentioned it.
Yeah.
How did that go? Did you reach out to them? Did they reach out to you? How was it like, you know, collaborating with Maverick is crazy. Like, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
How did you feel?
It was amazing. What did I work on first? I mean, my first collaboration was my cousin Nashe. She's just incredible, and I did that. It's a song called This Christmas, and I dropped that last year. That was my first ever collaboration. And then I reached out to people like Sunday. If you don't know Sunday, you need to get to know who Sunday is. Such a goated artist. And then I reached out to Joel Barnes about a song, and this was the first EP that I had dropped. And it wasn't too difficult because I was already connected with these people. But the Mav collaboration kind of took place this year, really.
Yeah.
I was also in South Africa, and they were like, hey, like, can you give us the stems? And I was like, y'all gonna let me be creative? Can I be myself? And they were like, sure. And I was like, vibes, let's make it happen. Let's do this Afro thing. Let me sing it like this, go with this approach, change up the chorus, because the original song goes, oh, always in the room. And I was like, why don't we just go for it? Da, 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 oh. And I kind of just had fun. I was like, you know what? They're going to let me be creative. I'm going to sing it how it would have felt for me being able to share this testimony. So it was exciting. They loved it, received it. I was like, hey, we're giving it to the world. And the world received it. And I was like, oh, praise Jesus. And so it was a really cool collaboration. And like, yeah, man, I've had fun being able to reach out to different people for collaborations. When it's my music, I reach out.
Okay.
When it's other people's music, normally it's that they would contact me about it.
Love it, love it. This year seems like a good year for you, right?
It was great. I got to meet a lot of people. I also got to meet with Manuels, who I absolutely love. And so it's just fun. I get to meet so many people who I just think are so creative and just so cool.
Wow. Okay, we're coming towards the end. I like how you interact with your community on Instagram, right?
Thanks. Are you in my group?
Yeah.
Are you actually? Uh-oh. Evidence.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Evidence.
Yeah.
You're in it, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. No way.
Never be caught.
Thank you. I'm so sorry I doubted you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are so many people that post videos of you, funny videos. You guys should go and join it. You'll see
Don't.
the real.
Don't join it. Don't join
Random,
it. I'm
intrusive,
a weirdo. Don't
thought
join
winning
it.
in there.
Do not join that channel. I'm a very
I'll add the
weird
link
girl.
in the description.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a reason why you are so engaged? Like, you are telling them everything. What's going on?
What is crazy?
Where you're going to? What you're eating?
True.
Yeah.
I feel like I need people to know that I'm human. I just want them to feel like they're my friends. Because I think in the midst of seeing, like, you go on my page and you see 800,000. It's like, whoa, she would never see me. Whoa, she would never see my DM. And I like the community because I have this community, and when I meet people in real life, I do this thing where I'm like, guys, if I ever meet you in real life, tell me that you're in the Toriana group chat so we take a selfie. And that for me helps me remember the real supporters who I know me. And so this is the thing. I never want it to feel that people don't get a chance to know me. I get the whole be private thing, but I'm also like, I want you to know me because I also think that many people don't actually have friends who can encourage them spiritually, friends who can help them just express. And I'm a very expressive person. My friends and sisters know that, like, bro, this girl is crazy. But it brings out a part about them that would have been locked away if they didn't have somebody who can come and just be like, hey, express this part about you. It helps you be free. So for my group and my channel, really, my broadcast channel, it's like, bro, why not? Why can't you guys just be in my community? So at times it feels like I'm in a big group chat with my friends and also my real supporters. I'm just like, yo, let's engage with each other. What's going on? And Instagram updated it so that people can now like write in it. And I'm like, yes, talk to me. I talk to you, talk back. It's just fun for me being able to keep people updated. And I think some people may not be in that for, the crazy side of me, but people actually get to see my background process a lot. What am I thinking when this is happening? They know things in advance, like what's going on. I'm literally about to move out of my parents' house and they know where I'm going, what's going on at all times. And I'm like, bro, it's a very exciting thing to just have a certain group of people who can really stand for you and be like, no, I know this about Annatoria. Or if they see something, it's also like, no, this is not how she is, because they really will know me. And my friends, I allow them to, not everything, but sometimes they'll be like, yo, can I post this in it? I'm like, why are you guys so excited to just share that stuff about me, bro? So it's fun. It's a place where I feel like I can just be myself. So
they do you dirty sometimes.
Oh,
like, oh,
they do.
Oh no.
Especially to Tender. To Tender really.
Please, she begs. You guys should reduce it some more. But we like seeing it though. We like seeing it. On Monday when we were talking to Haley, you were talking about the kind of content you create on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Where you're creating travel content, beauty content,
yes,
skin, blah, blah, because you want to touch different audience and different markets. But then again, there's a topic of niching out, right? Do you think like they are two separate things?
Well, I think it's so interesting because I think the generation that we're in now, especially even when you're looking at record labels, they're not just onboarding talent anymore. They're looking for people with following. They're considering your engagement. They're considering your content.
Okay.
They're thinking about so much more than it used to be back in the day.
Okay.
So when you see we're in a time where everyone's on social media. So now, cool, you can have your niche and be excellent at this, but it's how you do it. It's how you execute. And I think the other thing is somebody who I think is so incredible at this is Vicky James.
Okay, yeah.
That woman knows how to build a brand and a personal brand. It's two different things. Her niche is she's a fashion designer and one of the most goated fashion designers out there. And then the other thing is you get to know her as in people no longer just want to know your business. They want to know who are the faces behind this business. We're dealing with a time where the generation we're in want to see authenticity. They don't really like, cool, you can give them a product, but if they don't see it in real time use, they're not looking at the adverts. They're looking at who's used it. They're not looking at, advertisement online. They're looking at what celebrities have given a good report about this product. And so they're not only looking at the product, but they're like, who made the product? What do they believe in? What do they stand for?
Right.
This generation is very thorough with who they support. If a brand does not support a certain political party, they might not follow the brand. It's so deep that now you have to be very thorough about who you are as a personal brand, even if you're putting forward that this is what I mainly do. I'm allowing you to get to know me so that you can trust the thing that I mainly do. If you can know me as a person, you can trust whatever I'll produce. So I think that's why for me, I'm like, I want to show you what I'm like when I'm traveling. I want to show you what I'm like when I'm doing beauty stuff. I want to show you what I'm like when I'm dancing, when I'm singing, because the music is the forefront of everything. But I think at times people just want to be able to say, I want to follow you and your music, but I don't really know you as a person. And I think having the variety of content on my page helps me do that. Same with Vicky James. She posts some funny content, crazy content. And the next thing you know, she has this carousel post looking bomb and she's wearing this dress, and it's like you just get to know her in every state. You get to know her in every position. You're like, this is who she is, and you make an overall assumption rather than just dealing with somebody trying to present one aspect of who you are. I think it's important that you try your best to draw from different audiences. It's really an advantage to do that. And it's advantageous to whoever is trying to pitch something that's, main. I can't say that all 800,000 people who follow me for my music, but they found out about my music because they came through a different stream. Sometimes I do crazy videos and it's enough for somebody to say, I want to follow this girl no matter what she posts. Even if she never posts another funny video, I followed her because of that one thing that helped me feel attached to her. I got to connect with her. And so I just think it's a good thing to try and utilize or apply, especially if you're building a brand. You know, you can't just build the brand away from your face, because you are the brand now. Like, your face is the brand. Who you are is the brand. And so what you stand for is the brand. It's so many different things. So that's why I started just posting.
Wow. Just being yourself. That's actually beautiful to hear.
Thanks.
All right, 2 more questions. I know I said I was ending. 2 more questions.
Go ahead.
1, what advice would you give to new people, new artists, new singers that want to get into this industry?
They want to get into the industry. Is that specific to the gospel industry?
Yeah.
Well, I encourage you, of course, to be very sturdy about who you are, because when you step into a space like this, there can be, oh, you should do this. Oh my gosh, this would be perfect for your voice. Oh my days, you would sound great on this. Oh my gosh, if you wore this would be great. There's so much influence from many different corners. And I definitely have to say, you know, have some sound doctrine around you that you feel like you can always lean back on. Don't just be that person who creates and says, nobody needs to review my work. Give your work to somebody, give it to a stranger, and then give it to somebody who you know. Allow for people to correct you. It's okay. People have opinions. It will give you a broader understanding about where you really excel. Allow people's opinions, not necessarily to dictate who you're going to be, but to guide you in who you desire to be. And so, yeah, I just encourage being somebody who's open-minded, listen to people, but also just don't be so open-minded that you just... Somebody says, I don't like this. You're like, fine, okay, I'm not going to do this. Don't allow yourself to be insecure and be kept in that bubble, and just go for it, man. Don't wait till you're a certain age. I started posting on social media when I finished high school. And before I went on The Voice, I built my platform to 43,000 followers on Instagram before The Voice. And I started posting singing videos, got exposure. And so, you know, build your system, build it well as well. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Also, 2025 is coming.
It is.
Is there any secrets you can tell us? Anything we should expect?
What can I say about 2025? Panache, what can I say about 2025?
Looks like she wants to say a lot.
So much. Guys, drum roll, please. I am no longer going to be living in the United Kingdom. I'm moving to America. Oh my God.
That's big.
Oh my God, I'm going to be there.
That's big.
I know.
That's big.
Crazy.
Why are your eyes closed?
Because I'm like, oh my God, I just told the whole world I'm going to be living in America, guys. Yeah, I'm moving to America this year.
That's big.
I know. Yeah, 2025, I'm going to be in the States. I'm going to be a US babe. I'm just be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm from the US. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm going to be in Atlanta, or I could like switch around and be in Baltimore. Like, I might just fly around, you know. I don't want to fly like economy. I'm trying to like upgrade me a business class. But like, I don't know. Y'all just let me know. Let me know. Book me. Everywhere you want me, I'm going to be there. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, and period.
About music, is there anything she can tell us?
Music. What can I tell you about music? Music. I think music, I'm going to work on an album. Ooh. That would be really, really cool.
Finally.
That thing is just stressful. EP stressful. So this album was just
You said it here.
I said it here. 2025, I'll start working on an album.
So be expecting it.
Be expectant.
We'll be expecting
Period.
it. All right. So on this show, there's something called Repeat and Complete.
Okay. Vibes.
Just 7 questions. I will start the statement.
Yes.
You repeat the statement after me and then complete it.
Okay.
All right. The song I have on repeat right now is?
The song I have on repeat right now is... Can I check?
Yeah.
But let's be real, it is actually Good Shepherd by Joel Barnes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Second, if I could have any superpower, it would be?
If I could have any superpower, it would be breathing underwater. So is that not cool or something?
Everyone behind the camera is laughing.
What's yours?
That's not superpower. I mean, people can breathe underwater. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know whether he's trying to get you guys to drown in your bathtubs, but you cannot breathe underwater.
Okay, third one. My proudest accomplishment to date is?
My hardest accomplishment? My proudest accomplishment to date is graduating from university with a 2-1.
Please let's clap for her.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Could have clapped for the first one, but you didn't really want to, did ya? It's all right. It's all right. Let's go.
If eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be...
If I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be pasta bake.
I thought you were going to say wache.
Actually, there's some wache waiting for me out there.
Yeah, so you should
hopefully
actually
the answer will change.
Okay. If I could perform anywhere in the world right now, it would be...
If I could perform anywhere in the world right now, it would be Hong Kong. See, y'all make me feel like I'm not cool or something. I don't know. Is that not cool?
It is.
I'm supposed to say Ghana, innit? Ghana. Duh. I
mean, you're performing in Ghana, so...
I am.
Yeah. In 5 years, I see myself. You'll be 27, just letting you know.
5. How? I would be 27 in 5 years. In 5 years, I can see myself married, first or second or third child. Somewhere there.
Did you see the eyes?
I can see the eyes. I'm just not going to look at y'all discouraging me. I am going to... I don't know. We'll see about touring. I would have probably done maybe 2 tours. Okay. Not necessarily world tours, but maybe over 2 tours. I just see myself just working very hard. Man. It's crazy. 5 years is a lot. A lot can happen in 5 years. May the Lord preserve every single person in this room, every single person watching this thing. Yes. Lift up your hands. May the Lord cover you. Amen. So that for the next 5 years, we'll have a testimony. You'll be able to say that the Lord carried me from 2024 to 2029. Yes, 4 + 5 is 9. Yes, that's correct. So we thank you, Lord, because you're going to keep every single person that they will even come back to this video and say the Lord was faithful. Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen. Woman of God. All right, last one.
Receive.
My dream collaboration would be with...
My dream collaboration would be with Disney. Yes.
She said a lot here.
If Disney can, I just want Disney to do a Christian animation.
Yeah.
If they do that, I will be the greatest Disney Christian princess on the planet. And I just want to sing my heart out. And then if they do the real life version, I know I don't look like a princess. But
no, we can make it work. You just need long hair.
Yeah, long hair.
Yeah.
Why?
Rapunzel. It makes it easier.
He's still stuck on them old princesses. Look, these days we get our bald heads, we get our long hair, short hair, everything. But they just need to do something that's Christian that I think would just be incredible. So
that's an idea.
I'm saying that from now, hopefully 5 years, innit?
We'll cut this part for you. We'll post and tag Disney.
Period.
Okay. I don't know if we should end with a freestyle. Because it said you can freestyle, or we should end with one of your songs.
One of my songs. Okay. I don't know why I could say in that freestyle.
Okay, right. Which one do you want to do?
Okay. Stay with me. Oh, Baba God, won't you stay with me? Yeah, if I'm buying any. Stay with me. Say you'll be there. Stay with me, bye-bye. Oh.
All right, last one. Hack now here. Let's go.
Hallelujah. We give you glory, Lord. We honor your great name. Hark now, hear the angels sing. We won't weep no more. A king was born. Hark now, hear the angels sing. We won't weep no more. A king was born.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Guys, listen, y'all have to subscribe. Look, the camera guy is doing some weird movements with his hands right now, but I'm gonna try and focus. I don't know if his hands are behind his back, but y'all gotta subscribe to this channel because Raygan is gonna be interviewing so many more people, and I'm just grateful that I got to have an opportunity to be here with you guys. And so make sure y'all subscribe, and if y'all subscribe, maybe I'm gonna come back and get more personal with y'all. And so let's make it happen. Okay, subscribe to the channel.
Bye.